CIO in one of the telco companies, traditional industry, should I need to think about my infrastructure, like based on the report? What do you think? Infrastructure meaning networking, devices, any other CPUs or GPUs?
I think, you always have that cycle of, look at the laptops from Microsoft where, the last, year and a half, they're built with some sort of onboard, not the GPU, the other thing that they're using to manage the TPU, stuff like that. And then just the notion of like agent, what they call like AI capable laptops. I think if you use that analogy, the enterprises are going to have to be looking at their entirety of networks, call centers to like, are these things capable of, being upgraded or using these things? So I think that whole cycle is going to get looked at more and more where, if you have kind of an aging infrastructure, and I think, the term infrastructure in this regard, it's pretty encompassing, right? You're talking your cloud infrastructure, your internal network infrastructure, your phones, right? Because I know some places, you and I probably don't work this way. I don't have a phone at work or even a thing. It's just my mobile phone, right? But, other people do. So then you have that infrastructure. Yeah, I think to reap the benefits of all of this stuff, and if we go back to the roadmap, your AI infrastructure is going to have to come with you. But I think in the enterprise, that's a very wide statement because I know it means your internal tooling, the things at your desk, the things that you give your employees, whether that be the laptop plus also your cloud infrastructure. It's all going to have to be looked
By the way,
at.
for me as a security guy, agents means software.
Yes.
Meaning it's a software, it's a piece of software that you need to install either in the backend, either it's a kind of a API, it's also a kind of a API planning, which is also software. And you look in a software and you decompress or defragment what software it needs. It needs bandwidth because it's run on a network, it's running packets. It needs to have computing power, meaning CPU, GPU, whatever you choose. It needs to have the capability to run its own front end or back end, even though it's an agent, so it's a software. So it's very related to what you're saying. Infrastructure is a key. Yeah. And if I would be, the chief information security officer or the chief information officer.
First you panic and then...
First I panic. Second, I will say, I need to do capacity planning. Yeah. Because maybe I was aiming with my current infrastructure tools, services, servers, horsepower of my network to do X. But now I'm thinking I'm going to install double the time of the agent, which is software, translate to software, and they're going to suck my energy.
Yeah.
So I need to be ready. That's what you mean?
Yeah, I think there's that. There's also just, how are you going to deal with the fact that like you could download a product and maybe build your own agent sitting on your laptop. Like there's a Singapore startup, Booplet, that does this. And I was playing around with it the other day, which...
How was it?
It won't work on my work thing, which makes sense. Oracle's blocking it somewhere, right?
It's good.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? Just like Atlas got blocked, the ChatGPT browser actually. Right. It won't update itself now. So I think not everybody's figured this out, but I think the notion of like bandwidth and readiness and data, and that's why I think, I don't think the enterprise can really adopt, what we kind of call the vibe coding way of bringing AI into the enterprise. It's too dangerous, right? It's going to have to be done in a much more controlled
because
manner.
Of the capacity planning.
Capacity planning, security. Like data access, but even if you look at the suite products, everything from Oracle to USB, they're all bundling agents with their enterprise suite, which theoretically means you can turn them on, but you need to update to the new versions of things, and then you get into like who's allowed to turn these on, who's allowed to interact. So I think agents are going to come, right? But I think the notion of when we think of agentic as consumers and stuff I could install on my iPad is going to be very different than I think what's going to happen on the enterprise. Yeah.